everyone, I'm Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch and crafting. Today's Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. This is video 121. Welcome back, everybody. A big hello to my new subscribers. And thank you so much to those of you that keep coming back and watching my videos. I appreciate that so much. And some of you have been watching since video 1. And I love hearing from you. It makes me happy. Thank you so much for coming back. My videos are always about cross stitching. I love anything with yarn and thread. So sometimes I talk about crochet. Every now and then you'll see some punch needle back there, but today's primarily going to be about cross stitching. I have not got my crochet out yet. It's still bothering my hands a little when I work on it, but it's going to come out. It will get worked on little by little. And but today's going to be about cross stitch. I'm going to tell you about some things I've been working on, tell you about some cross stitch news, talk about some new releases that came out. So let's get started because I have a lot to tell you about. I have been in these past couple of weeks so busy. I wasn't even on Instagram that much. I am on Facebook. And speaking of Facebook, I have had some people ask about my Facebook group. It is stitching space number 911. And you're more than welcome to join, but send me an email first. I'm trying to avoid spam. And so far, so good. So far, we've had no weirdos. We've had a few weirdos, but I got rid of them. But we've had, like I've tried to do a really good job against spam and not getting some spam posts and stuff in my group. And by emailing me, I know you're a real person, and it kind of helps the group out a little bit with me getting people in that really are truly interested in stitching and posting their progress. You should see some of the posts that we've had just in the past couple weeks. I mean, people are always posting fantastic progress on their projects, finishes that they've done, new charts they've gotten, and questions that they have. That's one of the best things about my group is if you have questions about cross stitch or you're not sure about something, there's always someone that could probably help you out and answer a question about, something that you may not know, or maybe something you've heard of or not tried before, what someone else's experience with it. So the group is a lot of fun, but please email me. I'll list my email here. And email me first, and then I'll usually write you back and say, okay, go ahead and send the request to join. I'll keep my eye out for you, and then I'll let you in. Not a problem. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is Instagram. And my videos, I always tell you guys to tag me by using the hashtag 911Stitcher. Now, as a lot of us know that use Instagram, they have changed the way that you look at hashtags. It used to be where the most current was on top. So if you worked on something and you posted it and used that hashtag, I was able to follow along and see all of you guys' progress too. And I loved it. Now it's not like that. You only get to see the most popular ones. Really? Like, that is so tacky. I don't want to see, I want to see everybody's work. I want to see everybody that posts the hashtag. So sometimes I may not be able to see your work because it's buried, or it may be in the world of hashtags and I don't get to see it because now it says recent top posts and top posts. How about most recent? That way I can see your, it just makes me mad how they change things. So if I have not acknowledged or written to you about what you stitched, just know I didn't get to see it. I don't know of another way other than Instagram, or even better yet is my stitching group on Facebook, because I am on that every single day, several times a day. I would love to see your progress and what you've made. It's so fun to see your stuff too. So I'm going to say Facebook would be better than the Instagram, because the Instagram hashtags don't seem to be working. Okay, let's talk about market. We know that Needlework Market just ended. It looked like a ton of fun. I got to see a lot. I didn't go, but I saw pictures on Instagram. If you're new to my channel, Market is a yearly needlework, basically a needlework market for needlework shops only, online shops, anybody that sells fabric, thread, charts. It's just a huge needlework galleria type of thing, but it's called Needlework Market, and it's in Nashville, just outside of Nashville. And It's for the needlework shops to go and get new things, get us, you know, the new things so that we can buy and support our needlework shops. It's fantastic. So my market goods came from Barefoot Needleart in South Carolina. That's where I went to their retreat last in February. So I am going again in October. They're hosting another retreat, and I got my market charts and some fabric and stuff through them. And it's to support your needlework shops. That's why stitchers don't go. It's the shops that go and do get all the goodies for us, if that makes sense. So it just ended. So I was curious. I thought, you know what? I wonder what the most popular chart was. I wonder what the most popular item was. So I decided to ask. I asked Barefoot Needleart. I talked to Amy, and I also asked, and I talked to my friend Annemiek in the Netherlands, because I thought that would be interesting to see what the Dutch stitchers or what the European stitchers were interested in. So Annemiek said that for her shop, Stacy Nash was the winner. I'm going to show some of her releases that were pretty popular. The Animal Cracker series. On the left is Maggie May. On the right is Bobbin. Bobbin was very popular. Both of them were very popular. Hazel, I'll show here, is another one by Stacy Nash. So you can see how adorable they are, but Annemiek said that Stacy Nash was very, very, very popular. And so was Primrose Cottage Designs. I'm going to show you one of their charts that I bought. So then I talked to Amy at Barefoot Needlearts in South Carolina. I asked her, what was your most popular item and what was your most popular chart? Their most popular item was the cookbook. I'll show a picture here. I bought it, but it's not here yet. It just came in, so they're shipping it. Should be here in a couple days. I'll show it next video. It's a cookbook that also has stitching in it, which is actually pretty cool that they have some stitching charts too. And I also asked them, what was your most popular chart? And she said, 4th of July Rules by Primrose Cottage. And the reason being is they're having a stitch along, which I'm going to participate in. So it was really nice because Barefoot Needleart also provided me the thread pack. So I didn't have to go shopping. I don't want to go shopping sometimes. I'm lazy. I'm too busy actually. 4th of July Rules by Primrose Cottage, and they got the thread pack. So here's what it looks like. So if you're interested in a stitch along, Barefoot Needleart, I mentioned in my last video, has a Facebook group. We are all going to be joining along in the stitch along. It's going to be so much fun, and you don't have to do it as one if you don't want to. A lot of people like to break them up in blocks and maybe just do this block, maybe just do this block right here, make it into a little pillow, make it into an ornament for a patriotic tree, you know, break it up if you want to, but I'll be doing it this time all together. I've never done one all together. I've always taken them apart and done them separately. So here's a good look at the chart. And if you're interested, then just join that group and you can follow us along as we all do the stitch along. So anyway, they said this was most popular along with the cookbook. So I think it was really fun to hear about what was popular where type of thing. I did hear that other needlework shops also said Primrose Cottage. So that is awesome. I'm so happy for them. They did a really good job, as did everyone. The new charts that have come out are just beautiful. It's always so much fun to see new stuff. Okay, let's talk about my last video. I mentioned, actually I'll show a picture here. This is when I started the Puntini Boo to You chart. Lots of people asked me about the fabric. So I mentioned it in my last video. The fabric was by Fairy Wool in the Wood store on Etsy. So just check it out, all one word, Fairy Wool in the Wood. I'll show it here. It's easy to show you guys. So anyway, it is a very beautiful coffee dyed fabric. And I talked to Cassandra a couple days ago. Cassandra's the owner of the shop. And I told her how much I loved her fabric. It is so fun to see coffee splattered fabric. It does have a smell of coffee, which doesn't bother me. I like the smell. It's gorgeous, and it's so nice to work with. So I'm working on that. That's the fabric. And Cassandra said that she wanted to mention to you guys, if you visit her Etsy shop, you can have 20% off. So use the code Stitcher20, all in caps. I'm going to put it here. If you go to her Etsy shop, put in Stitcher 20 for a 20% off discount. Cassandra's located in Italy. She was so fun to talk to. And, but I wanted to mention that to you guys so you can go check out her shop and save a little money on some charts. Okay, let's now talk about, I'm keeping my eye on my phone for phone calls or notifications. Today we've been so busy, but I told myself, you sit down in your chair right now and you do a video. Don't get up until you've done a video. And now there's a gnat in here, or it's a mosquito. I have a bad relationship with mosquitoes. They tend to just chew on me. I don't know what it is. Like even my face, it's so weird. TMI, I know. Anyway, ignoring the mosquito that's in here, I keep looking at my phone. If you guys see me looking at my phone, my German Shepherd is doing his yearly abdominal scan today. So I'm a little nervous about it. I want it to come out clean. I don't want them to find any tumors or nodules. I hope he's going to be great. If you guys remember, if you've been watching me a long time, I did lose my another German Shepherd 2 years ago to a horrible cancer, hemangiosarcoma, and it affects the spleen and it affects the liver and the abdominal cavity, primarily the spleen. What I didn't know is if I had had him, scanned periodically a couple times a year, I would have had maybe a chance to catch it before it turned into the tumor. So I get my other shepherd scanned, and that's where he's at right now, getting his abdominal scan. So I'm waiting for them to either call or message me that it's time to pick him up. We've been running around all morning. We just got back from lunch. We took Max with us. So here's a picture here. Max got to join us. We sat outside, and they're very pet friendly, and had us sit outside, and it's a beautiful day here in Southern California. Then this morning, before that, I went and got my ears pierced. And you're probably going, seriously, aren't you a little old? Didn't you get your ears pierced a long time ago? Yes, I did. Here's the short story. I was a gymnast my whole life, from like 7 years old until probably 23, 24 years old. I spent a lot of my life upside down on a balance beam, upside down flying through the air on a vault, popping over the vault, floor exercises. I was always upside down. And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to wear hoop earrings. So you probably know where I'm going with this. I can't tell you how many times the earrings would catch on my leotard, or, if I had my hands up, I would catch it and I would rip my ears. My ears were so torn, they were almost all the way torn. Almost in both of them. It was terrible. So I had them surgically repaired. I went to my plastic surgeon. I had him take a look, and he just clipped out the old skin, put the earlobes back together, and now I've got beautiful ears with brand new piercings. So I'm so happy. I didn't know that was a thing. But when you've got ears that are torn so badly, you're a little self-conscious, and that's kind of how I feel, because I would put an earring in and it would just drop down to the very base of the earlobe. So weird. So I got my ears pierced, and my ears are pretty again. So that's why I'm just now getting them pierced again. So we've been running around like crazy, and that's why it's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to do a YouTube video, because it's just been busy. But I did get some stitching. Okay, so going back to videos, I had a couple of questions. One of the questions someone asked me, I have in the beginning of my videos when they first start, I flashed some pictures of charts and thread and kind of a collage. Someone asked me, who is the name of one of the charts? And I want to show it here. It is Hands Across the Sea, Sarah Borton, Borton, 1815. So I want to make sure and answer that question. I did write the person back, but I'm not sure if you saw that. So Sarah Borton, 1815, it is on their website, and I believe it's also a paper chart if you didn't want the PDF. I think she sold a PDF. That I'm not sure of. So Hands Across the Sea. The next question, I had a video going at the end of my last video. I had some pictures inside Barefoot Needleart in South Carolina. I showed some models. I showed some, a little tour, just a few pictures around the shop. Someone caught a picture of a bat that was smiling. I'm going to show him here. So someone asked, what is that smiling bat? I love bats. I really want that chart. Well, it's a series of small charts, and it all comes together. It's called Spooky Autumn Smalls by the Blue Flower. So great catch. Someone saw that while the video was rolling and asked me about it. And it's never a problem to ask. You're always welcome to ask me what charts are, and I'll try and find out for you. So I did ask Amy, and she said that it is Spooky Autumn Smalls by the Blue Flower. Okay, let's talk about something fun. I got some new, do I have my, yes, you can't see it. Let me pause the video and show you. Okay, part of my new stash that I got, like I said, I kind of treated myself to a birthday month stash of new charts. A couple of them are the Tiny Town series by Heart and Hand, and one of them was made into a drum. Now I've showed this before, so this is the chart. I don't remember where it started. Oh, it started with the owl. Okay, this is the chart here, all across the drum. Now I've showed this in the past. I got 2 more new charts, and I'll show you a new way to what to do with them. So you got this chart. It's probably about this wide. I don't know if I have a picture on Instagram. If I do, I'll show you what it looks like off the drum. So I had this was finished by Vonna Pfeiffer. She did a beautiful job. And the reason I'm showing this to you again, it's a very solid base. It's just a beautiful job that she did. This series is called Tiny Town, and they've got a lot of them, and I'll show you 2 more that I just bought. The reason I'm showing you the drum is a different way to finish it besides having to sew and make a drum, which is something I can't do. I had to have Vonna do it for me. So the reason I'm bringing it to you is because my friend Michelle had said, hey, have you seen the spools that, I bought a spool to put on the Tiny Town finish. And I'm like, a spool? My thinking is a spool that looks like, where is it? It's sitting right there. And a lot of people will put a long sampler, and they wind it up. I'm not crazy about that, because then you can't see your work because it's wound up on a spool. It's a great idea, and it's a beautiful display, but I kind of want to, here comes the mosquito again. Nope, I didn't get him. Anyway, I'm being harassed by a mosquito. I didn't want to wind it up on a spool. So when she said a spool, I thought, okay. She said, go check it out. So I looked and I found it. Oh my God, they're beautiful. I talked to the owner, Kathy and Pete. Let me show you what they look like, and a new way to finish the Tiny Towns. So these spools are on Etsy. The Etsy shop is called Bee Skeps, and I'll show you a picture here. So I talked to Kathy. She's the owner, her and Pete. Kathy has a YouTube channel. I did not know this. She is Carolina Cross Stitcher and Pete's Bee Skeps. So check them out on YouTube. But anyway, more than anything, check out their store. These spools are gorgeous. So I was going through the spools and the pictures, and she said it was okay for me to show the picture. So the materials are cherry, basswood, maple, Spanish cedar, purple heart, tulip poplar, sapel wood. And you can get 5 holes to hold scissors on the top, or a single one to hold 1 pair of scissors. How genius is this? This would be so much easier than trying to make a drum. I don't have the hand strength to be cutting, cardboard and making shirts. I just don't have the hand strength for it. So how brilliant is that? Those beautiful spools. It ships from North Carolina. They do ship international. And check them out. I wanted to tell you guys about that because it blew me away, and it blew Michelle away too. She's the one that told me about it. So I love that they're a scissor holder. What a great idea. Changing the subject here. I happen to be watching a really, really good whip parade. If you're new to my channel, whip is work in progress. A whip is something that you're working on. And sometimes people will do a parade on a YouTube channel to show all the projects that they're working on. And I want you guys to check out Melissa at Patchy Pony Stitcher. She's in Australia. Now, I've mentioned her before, but what's so amazing and what I love so much is that she does a whip parade in the middle of the year. That's my idea too. I want to do it not in January because there's so many whip parades, which I love watching. I have watched so many, but then I miss them. Like in the middle of the year, I really want to see a whip parade. and see what all the projects that someone has. It's just so much fun. So check out Melissa's channel because she showed some really good, wait till you see what she has, a Christmas one with all, I think they're songs. It blew me away. Some of her projects are just gorgeous. Okay, before I forget, let's talk about the giveaway winners for last video. I had 2 giveaways just real quick. Dapple fabric, 32 count. It is such a pretty, it's by Picture This Plus. And the winner is Queen Bee 1957. Contact me by email and I'll send you your fabric. Number 2 was this project bag. Is this not beautiful? It doesn't say Valentine's Day, so it's just hearts and you've got some sparkle. Look at the sparkle in that bag. It was made by Barefoot Needleart. I picked it up when I was at the retreat for you guys, and they make them there. These bags are gorgeous. I just love that sparkly fabric. Anyway, the winner of the project bag is Griffin and 3. Get a hold of me, Griffin and 3, and I will send you your goodies. Okay, let's talk about finishes. I have one that I want to show you that's been fully finished for about 1.5 years. And I have not even had the chance to show you because, you know, I had a really extensive arm surgery, and yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Really big arm surgery. I was in a cast for a long time, lots and lots and lots of rehab, almost 1 year, about 6 to 8 months. Anyway, I couldn't lift anything really heavy, and now I can. So I can finally show you this masterpiece that was framed in Utah by, I believe it's Utah, Jill Rensel Studio. Their company is known for the matting around the picture. They have beautiful, beautiful mats. But I wanted to go simple. For my very first framed piece, I wanted to go simple with just a dark frame and museum glass. So this is A Perfect World by the Scarlet House. And I'm going to show you in pieces because there is glare. But how beautiful is this frame? Let me show the frame up close just so you can see. The frame is gorgeous. I love the dots on the inner part of the frame. Exactly what I asked for. And it is gorgeous. I think this came out so pretty. And it's just, everything about it is me. It has animals. It basically talks about me, how I am as a person. In a perfect world, you would find me here with the birds and the flowers and the dogs and the deer, because that's exactly how I am. I'm very much an animal lover. I love being outside with my boys. I feed stray cats. I feed birds. I feed my raccoons. I just love it. I love being outdoors. So anyway, this is, again, A Perfect World by the Scarlet House. And I'll tell you about it. So it's on 28 count sage Jobelin. My very first time, I think, using 28 count, if I'm not mistaken. And I did use it's DMC. I think it's DMC. I might have had I think I used some Classic Colorworks maybe. I can't remember. I don't remember the threads. But what I do know is the black. Let me show it up close. That's a lot of black. And I did not want the background to show. So I actually used Anchor Black 403 on the skein. And I think it came out really pretty. Let me show you little pieces of it without the glare. It was so much fun. I just really happy how this came out. I love what it says, and I just love the animals. But like I said, I got it framed a couple years ago, and I just haven't had the chance to show you guys because I wasn't able to lift it. That house, it took a long time, but you know what? It's so pretty. I think I changed the color of the dogs to darker colors to kind of match my dogs. And they're more of a black and a tan. The dog on the far right by the house is brown because I had a chocolate lab. Before I got married, I had my girl. It was just her and I. I was divorced, and it was just her and I. For about 12.5 years, I was alone, and she was my best friend in the whole world. I took her everywhere, and I had her since she was a baby. And she lived to be 14.5 years old. So truly my best friend in the whole world. So all the dogs match the colors that my dogs are. And I just think this is so beautiful. I'm really happy with it. I think the framing, again, is just, framing is everything that I wanted. There's a good picture of the frame. And I just love the dots here on the inside. Everything I wanted, something basic. I just didn't want to go fancy matte quite yet. I'll do that for maybe my next Mirabilia, but yeah. So this is A Perfect World by the Scarlet House, and I love it. And I couldn't wait to show you. They even did a good job on the back, giving me the wire, real secure. I can't say enough about them. They did a fantastic job. Let's talk about my next finish. This is by Creta Goo, and it's called The Little Bunny. Is he just not cute? The fabric is 32 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax. It is my favorite fabric. If anybody was to ask, what is your favorite fabric? This is it right here. I love the modeling on it. I just love the color brown. I love everything about it. The white pops. So I'll show him closer, but anyway, he is 32 count Hemingway. I use DMC. And I posted him a few days on Instagram. Here's what he looked like on Instagram. I thought it was cute with the eggs underneath. Just really cute. I'm trying to think if I made any substitutions. I don't think I did. I think everything was by the chart. I did the back stitching on the carrot. That was very easy. Whiskers were pretty easy. This is what I worked on at the retreat when I went to South Carolina. And I think he came out so cute. I really like him. So that's a finish. Oh, here's some back stitching too. The little scraggly things at the bottom of the carrot to make it look more real. I think this chart is adorable. Perfect for Easter. Anyway, that's The Little Bunny by Creta Goo. So I started thinking about the month of March being my birthday month that I'm celebrating. I also share it with Easter Sunday. So my actual birthday is Easter Sunday this year on March 31st. So I started thinking to myself, do I need an Easter start, new start? Okay, that sounds good to me. Do I need a birthday start? Yep. Do I need a couple starts for the month of March? Absolutely. Why not? So I did start one of my market charts that I bought this year, and that's Venetian Lion. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now that is the called for fabric that I bought, but my fabric is not reddish like that. I think it's just the photograph. I don't think it actually, you know how sometimes you can photograph fabric, it doesn't come out the way it really looks. Anyway, I bought what they bought, and I'm hoping I'm a little concerned with the threads right here at the very bottom on my fabric. But if all I have to do is change a color, that's okay. That's easy to do. So anyway, this did come from Market. It is my favorite. If someone were to ask me, what was your favorite Market release? This is it right here. Venetian Lion is so interesting. It uses the sparkly rainbow gallery thread and in reds and blues. So a lot of it's going to be sparkly. It's by Dirty Annie's, and I'll show you my progress. Now, I did start in that flower on the top left corner. Not a lot of progress because I just started it a couple nights ago, and this is my progress. So here's the fabric. Let's look at the fabric first. It is Atomic Ranch Nutmeg and 32 count. I used 2 threads, and that's my start. So see, not much of a start. Actually, it felt like a lot of stitching because it is a lot of color changes. You wouldn't believe how many colors. And so that's what it looks like so far. Top left corner is where I started. But isn't that a gorgeous fabric by Atomic Ranch? The fabric is a little soft, so I was having a little bit of problem with it, but I made it super tight in my hoop, so it was nice and taut. I was able to stitch much better. It is a gorgeous fabric. I would absolutely buy from them again because I'm really enjoying. This is my first time using Atomic Ranch. I can't even talk. I just think that's gorgeous. I think it's going to be fantastic with the sparkly threads. Let me see if I have the threads here. I do. So these are them. Are these not gorgeous? You can see the different shades of red. These are all different. This is darker. I am missing a thread, and it's on its way. So it's another blue. So 3 shades of red, 1 gold, and the blues. Look at that sparkle. That will be in this chart. My next news start, I mentioned in my last video that I'm going to a retreat in October in Charlotte. And the guest is going to be Autumn Lane Stitchery. I've never started an Autumn Lane Stitchery, so I thought, why not start one, right? I'm celebrating March, so let's go all the way. Tonight We Ride, and it is this, if someone were to ask, you know, what is Stacy's type of chart? If I was gonna pick a type of chart, it would be the animal charts, and it would be Halloween. I love Halloween, I love Christmas, I love animal charts. So anyway, this is called Tonight We Ride by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And again, I always start in the top left because it's just what I like to do. It's preference. And here's my progress. Is she fabulous? Oh my God, she's amazing. She is beautiful. And I started in the top left corner. So there she is. Oh my goodness. What a great chart. I'm going to keep working on her. She actually has a lot of stitches in her already. The fabric is 32 count, pumpkin picking by Color and Cotton, and I am using DMC thread. So here's what the whole fabric looks like. So beautiful. She's gorgeous. So I'll keep working on her and I'll show you next time what she looks like. The next one that I've been working on is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This chart is called Christmas in Blue by Joan Elliott. I'm going to show it up close. See the nativity scene with the animals? I am only doing this right here. I'm trying to hold my board without it falling. I'm only going to do this right here. And I'm going to make it hopefully into a stand-up. And that's what's great about charts. I keep saying in my videos that you can just take one thing like this and make an ornament out of it. You can do Silent Night, make that into an ornament. Or that Christmas tree, wouldn't that be beautiful? Or you can do the chart all together and it would be a masterpiece, absolutely. So anyway, I'm doing that nativity scene. If you look at the stars and the star on the top of the manger, that is sparkly thread, it's treasure braid. So here's my progress. It's a little hard to see the sparkle. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it in this light, but there is sparkly thread here and for all the stars in the background. The shepherd seems to be missing his body, but we'll get him hooked up real soon. We'll get him stitched. Anyway, it's beautiful. I think it's so pretty. And I love how it's coming out. So there's a better picture of the nativity scene here with what it looks like in person, you know, what it really looks like. I use 32 count Winter White by Seraphim Fabrics. Let me see if I go real close if you can see the sparkle. Yeah, look at the top of the manger. You can see a little sparkle right there. There we go. Anyway, I used 32 count Winter White by Seraphim Fabrics. And I'm just using DMC, some of the beautiful, most prettiest blues. Next, I'm working on Nessie Mitchell 1929 by Mama Loves You GB. She has an Etsy shop. I think that is just such a sweet sampler. That bottom border though is stitch heavy. There's a lot of stitches in that. I am using the very tiny fabric, 56 count, and I'm using Victoria Clayton Silks in black. So this is on Dirty Teacup by Needle and Flax, one of my favorite fabrics. Look at that fabric, isn't that gorgeous? I love Needle and Flax fabric. And, but this is called Dirty Teacup fabric. And again, Victoria Clayton Silks. So it's almost done, not much left to go. Almost finished. I just have to do the over one. If you can see her name, I'll put it closer. Her name right above that big bold border, that's where her name is, and that's going to be over one stitching. That's going to be a little difficult on 56. But what I usually do is I switch to a thinner, very, very thin silk called Soie Surfing, and I'll stitch that in black. It'll be a lot easier. The next thing that I've been working on is my Luca S kit. Now I didn't get a lot of progress on it, but is that just not beautiful? It is full coverage. Luca S kits are fantastic. The thread is beautiful. I'm not sure what kind of thread it is, but it's beautiful. And I've been working on the grandfather clock right there on the left. So I got a little bit of progress here. I believe this is a 16 count. So you can see the start of a grandfather clock, and I'll work more on that and get some more progress. I believe it is a 16 count that came with the kit. And it's nice. It's a nice fabric. Like I said, the threads are just beautiful. They're really gorgeous. There is some white. You can't see it, but there's white. Again, this whole thing is full coverage. The next one that I'm working on is Les Rencontres. I don't know how to say that, but it's by Les Petits Croix de Lucie. I found it on 123 Stitch. So here's the designer here, and then here's the name. And she is darling, absolutely darling. I love that she's with her friends. I love everything about this chart, and I enjoy working on it. I'm struggling a little bit with her face because it is quarter stitches, a lot of quarter stitches. Some of them are blended threads. So you might take one DMC color, one strand, take another DMC color, use a strand of that, put it together, and cross stitch. And I apologize, she doesn't have any eyes. Yeah, so that's my progress. Is that fabric beautiful? I don't remember the name, but it's a 32 count. I'm using 2 threads. I did switch, no, I'm using the call for threads, DMC threads. I thought maybe I switched some. But anyway, here's my progress. So you can see the chipmunk. He's a little hard to see. Let me zoom in. There's the chipmunk, and he's looking up at her in her hand. Isn't that gorgeous? What a beautiful chart. And I think it looks amazing on this fabric. Again, I'm not sure of the name, but I'll keep working on her and try and give her some eyes. Poor thing. So that's all that I've been working on. Let's talk about a few charts that I got. I showed you the Primrose Cottage, and I showed you the Venetian Lion. These are the 2 that I've got from Market. That the stitch along starts on 4th of July in the Facebook group Barefoot and Friends. I showed it earlier. Let's talk about a few things that I got both off the internet and some of my Market charts that I got. I got Cool Kid by Satsuma Street. Now, I have never stitched one of theirs yet, but I keep seeing people stitching them. They are a full kit. Satsuma Street is on Etsy. I believe they also have a regular website, but they come fully kitted. They come with a needle, they come with thread, and they come with the perforated paper. Beautiful kit. So he is so beautiful. He's so cute. Cool Kid. The next one I got is Lolly Claus. Now I do have to find Santa Claus. I thought I had him. I don't know where he went, but I actually had 2 of them. One I gave to my friend Claudia, but I can't find my other one. I put him somewhere. Isn't she beautiful? Lolly Claus by Satsuma Street. Again, she's fully kitted. Look at those pretty colors. Really pretty colors. So that's a goal, is to start a Satsuma Street. Next, I got the Tiny Towns. Here's what I was talking about. That's what they look like. They're long and they're just adorable. So see, you turn that into a drum, or you put it on the spool that I was telling you about. So here's the new one that I got, More Any Town by Heart and Hand. I got that one. I'll show you the next one that I got. Oh, Praiseworthy Stitches. Here's another one. I got Sleigh Ride. Isn't that beautiful? That is gorgeous. And Barefoot was so kind. They asked me if they wanted me to kit it up. So I said, go ahead and give me the threads. And they did. I mean, just gorgeous. That is a beautiful chart. That's a lot of work though. Now I just got to find the fabric. I also got Plum Street Sampler American Welcome. That's pretty. Look at all that blue. That's going to be beautiful. American Welcome. Here's the other Tiny Town I got. This was another very popular one. Frosty Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And look at their drum. How cute is that? Here's a picture of Seaside. See, it's another chart. Seaside is so pretty. And then there's their drum that they made. Picture that on the spool though. Isn't that going to be beautiful? And I think a lot easier to finish, that's for sure. Next, I got Animals at Home on the Farm in the Wild by Kathy Barrick. Again, me and animals, I am an animal lover. I will feed anything that comes to my house. Snakes, I love snakes. I always have. Spiders, I put them outside. It's so funny. My husband used to laugh when we first got married because he's like, don't you just kill spiders? Heck no. My dad and I used to, unless they're a black widow or a brown recluse, I put garden spiders outside. So that's just me. I've always loved bugs. One of my favorite college classes was a bug class. Oh, I loved it. I loved everything about that class. I didn't like the hissing cockroaches. They're a little rough. They're a little rough to be around. I swear they look at you and hiss. Anyway, bugs, animals, reptiles, I love them all. Next, here's one that I found. I ended up getting the disc, and I don't remember if I've showed this in my last video. I got a disc. I'm going to take this out. The disc it's a CD, and it is all Just Cross Stitch magazine. Now this one came out of January and February. Let me double check. I want to make sure that this was, yep, Just Cross Stitch magazine. Here's one that I absolutely love. They are words from Helen Keller. And I think that is gorgeous. I love that it's just different. It's a different type of sampler. And it's called Sunshine and Shadows. And it's on the Just Cross Stitch disc that has all, if you Google it, it should pop up. And it's got from 1 year to the next year. I'll put it down below for you guys. But if I find it on Amazon again, I'll put the link. But anyway, I think that's beautiful. Again, the words of Helen Keller. And if you're wondering if you have the disc, it is the January, February 2011 edition. So I want to do that one. Here's one that I bought from Tempting Tangles. And I already kitted it up because I already had the XG Design variegated red thread. Tell me this isn't going to be beautiful. This is what I'm thinking about starting. It's called Scarlet Letters, and it's every shade of red. It's like all the shades of red. So let me take it out. It might be a little easier for you to see. Scarlet Letters. And it says it's in this design is one of our monochromatic samplers of color series. So this is all about red. You've got scarlet and raspberry. You've got turkey red, ultra pink red, wine, Zinfandel, fuchsia, garnet, currant. So everything that has to do with red, isn't that just fascinating? I love this. I just don't know what it is. It is gorgeous. And again, it's Tempting Tangles is the designer. How beautiful is that going to be in the variegated colors? I'm just going to use one color. I think it calls for a couple colors, I think. Model was worked. It doesn't say what the threads are. Does it say? If it does, I'm not seeing it. No, it does say. It says 3803 DMC, 3687, 3831 in 2 shades, 221. Anyway, gorgeous. The next thing I got was, which I really want to start. Wait till you hear what I'm going to do though. This is by the Wishing Thorn. Bridget is a really nice lady, and she has got such a beautiful website. And this is what I bought as a full kit. It is meant to be stitched on over 1, on 32 count. So I'm not kidding you, those holes are going to be teeny tiny, but I wanted the challenge. I like that. This is Fiona Rutherford's sampler, 1866. And literally she laid the sampler in her hand. She has a picture of it on her Instagram. If you go check out the Wishing Thorn, you can see how small this is gonna be, teeny, teeny, tiny. And I'm up for the challenge. So she sent fabric, 32 count, and I'm gonna stitch it over 1, and she sent the threads. I think the threads are really pretty. The red, I like 221, it's not my favorite. I may go 1 shade brighter, because I do like red. So anyway, this is gonna be a lot of fun to try and see how small I can make that sampler. We'll see how we'll see. Okay, here's another bit of birthday haul. Love is Sweet by that same company I told you about, Les Petites Croix de Lucie on 123 Stitch is where I got this. And isn't that beautiful? Love is Sweet. I got that. I like that tiered tray. It's so realistic looking, like 3D almost. I don't know why it's so dark right now. That's a little better. I got 2 Mill Hill kits. I got Christmas Village series, the Clock Shop. Mill Hill kits, as you know, come fully kitted with perforated paper. I'm going to do it on fabric. I think I want to do this one on fabric. And I saw some models. Now I'm blank. I can't remember where I saw them, but they were done on fabric and they were beautiful. So see, they come with the perforated paper and fabric and beads. I mean, threads and beads. Fully kitted. These are amazing kits by Mill Hill. So I got the Clock Shop. I got Greenland Santa. Isn't he beautiful? I love that. Is it a sheep or a ewe? It's so beautiful. Or a ram? I think it's a ram. So I see horns. Anyway, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't have my glasses on. It's probably a bow, and I think they're horns because I don't have my glasses on. So who knows what they are. Okay, here's the last bit of market that I got home for Christmas. I have loved this chart for a really long time. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the design on the outside. I'd really like to do just the house and the berries. And again, no glasses. It looks like a potted plant. Oh, it could be something totally different. If only I'd bring my glasses. Anyway, that's beautiful. Home for Christmas. So pretty. I received the most wonderful gift, and I'm going to show that next video because I didn't want to make this video too long. I'm going to show that all together in my next video. Okay, let's show some more haul. What are some things that I bought? And I can't wait to show you guys this box. Now, as you guys know, I had a very extensive arm surgery. I just talked about that. I have a really hard time. There's no way I can cut out something like this as a base. This feels like really hard mat board or some kind of a board. And there's not a way for me to cut a really nice circle with scissors. I just can't do it. I don't have the hand strength. So Michelle, my friend, she has a Flosstube made by Michelle McGraw, told me about an Etsy shop that I think they do framing is her specialty. But what she did is she sold a box of cutout mat board, which is perfect for someone like me who doesn't have the ability to actually cut it. Now, I know I can buy a Cricut. I know I can buy these die cutters and stuff like that. And maybe in the future I will. But for now, if I want to work on some of my cross stitch and make them into ornaments, like see the circle here or the square here, how amazing is this idea? So because she's a framer, she makes cutouts of, for obviously for frames. What does she do with the things that were punched out? She sent me, I kid you not, this is the box. Look at that amazing box of cutouts. They are perfectly, because she does framing, you know that they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. Very sturdy. Look at how sturdy this is. I can barely even bend it. How perfect is that for a finish for a cross stitch? You put a little bit of batting on the top, fold over your fabric, and then do like a running stitch and cinch it up in the back. I believe that's pretty much how they're done. I would follow Vonna Pfeiffer's tutorials on Etsy, or Helen D. Both of them are fantastic finishers. They give us free tutorials on their YouTube channel. So anyway, look how perfect that circle is. And it isn't just circles, it's ovals. She sent squares, different sizes of squares, rectangles. I love this idea. And again, it's just so perfect for someone, all kinds of shapes and sizes. Lots of different oval shapes, sizes, just a fantastic box. I'm gonna list the shop down below if anybody's interested in that. The shop is called Skinny Dog Art on Etsy. I'll put her down below. Here's some more charts that I got as a PDF. I went back to the Owl Forest site. I was so impressed with how fast they shipped their threads in my last order that I went back and I got moon deer. I saw someone on social media posted moon deer done in DMC. It was gorgeous. I didn't ask her if I could show her a picture, and I don't have my iPad to show you guys. Wow, it is gorgeous. So anyway, Moon Deer was done in the model obviously is Al Forest threads, which has some variegation. I want to do it like the other girl did because hers is so beautiful. I'm going to do them just in DMC. And so I got Moon Deer. Next I got Royal Peacocks, and I did get the threads because I did want the variegation. I think it's going to be gorgeous. Royal Peacocks. And then I got Turquoise Bird Night Song. Wait, Turquoise Bird Night Songs. And I got the threads for that. I think that's going to be so beautiful. Now, I showed some Al Forest in a couple videos back that I am thinking about stitching. I'd like to do, I think it was the Raven one. I'll show the Raven one here. And I think it was called Raven Sampler. I would love to do that in a very, very almost black, but purple, or very, very dark blue. I think it would be gorgeous. Okay, two more that I got. Autumn Lane Stitchery. I got a PDF of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And this one, I got Winter Friends. I think that's a brand new one too, Winter Friends. Last but not least, I got Long Dog Sampler. Now, remember the one that I'm doing that's got the dodo bird. All those interesting motifs, they're all outlined in black with all those crazy colors. I think I showed it in either the last video or the one before. I found another one that's just similar to it. Now, I do have the sister. It's called Sun Spot Sampler. I'll show you this one. And then I got another one that I found on Long Dog, which is exactly, well, it's very, very similar. And it's called Kel's Critters, I think it's called. I have a typo here. So Kel's Critters on Long Dog Samplers. The last one that I want to show is a free chart that was given. I think you have to pay for it now, but it was given as a free chart in a group, a Facebook group called Stitches Sew, S-E-W, Beautiful. And isn't this gorgeous? It's called the Easter Egg Mandala. So pretty. So many fun charts. I want to stitch the red one though. Do I need another red sampler? No. I need to finish the ones I have, but it's so much fun. So let's talk about the rest of March. What are my plans? Do I have any other new starts coming up? I do want to start one of the owls from Mama Loves You GB. I thought I had it here. I guess I don't have it, but I'll show you a picture. I believe her name is Liz. Mama Loves You GB has an Etsy shop. Now that's an order that I'm waiting from 123 Stitch. I finally found black perforated paper. I want to do the owl on the black perforated paper just like she did, and I'll probably start with that one called Liz. The next one that I wouldn't mind starting is another owl called the Owls of the Black Forest by Maximum Cross Stitch. Is that not beautiful? I love this. I think the colors are gorgeous, the blues. I love owls. It reminds me of when I was a kid and we would go to my aunt's house in Nevada. We'd spend the summer at her house and she had owls that lived in her barn. And that's what it's called. MaximumCrossStitch.com, I believe is her, Maximum Cross Stitch. I'll put it down below. If it's not MaximumCrossStitch.com, it's Designs.com. The Owls of the Black Forest. I got my eye on that. And that's about it. I do have an idea for another video. Other than a whip parade, I might still do one, but that will be in a couple months. I mentioned that before. I have plans for a cross stitch video because I do a lot of retreats. There's kind of a tradition, but you don't have to do it. The most important thing about going to a cross stitch retreat is having fun. Absolutely having fun, meeting new people, stitching, get lots of stitching. It's just such a great time at a retreat. But when I go to a retreat, when I went to my very first retreat was in the Netherlands, and I had people come up to me and gave me some table gifts. It was people that were at my table. And I thought to myself, how come they're giving me gifts? And they still were giving everybody table gifts. And I thought, okay, that's cool. That's fun. Just little small trinkets, little small things for a little gift for your table mate as a hello, nice to meet you type of thing. And here's my name. If you have Instagram, you can share that. If you have Facebook, you can share that too. And I just thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. So then I went to the next retreat. I went to the attic, and same thing. People were handing me floss tags. People were handing me different things that they made at my table. And I thought, okay, this is fun. Now, something to keep in mind, when you go to a retreat, you do not, absolutely do not have to give someone any gifts. You're there to have fun and stitch and meet new people. But if you want some ideas of some table gifts, just some ideas in the future, I'm thinking about doing a video on some. I have a lot of table gifts still from my last retreat. And I have some packet from one of the attic retreats. I put it back together. Even though I have it separated, I put it back together to show you guys. So that might be a video just to get some ideas of what do people give as a table gift. Again, the most important thing is you don't have to give one. You're there to have fun. So just know that. You don't have to spend money to go to a retreat. You know, obviously just the retreat fee, but don't ever think that you have to spend a bunch of money on table gifts, because you don't. But I thought it would be fun to kind of give people an idea of, okay, well, what do people give? What are some ideas for me that might be inexpensive and maybe something that I can do too? So future video coming up soon, and I'll show you the stack that I got from my last retreat. Absolutely fun things. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on my next video. I do promise to come back hopefully in 2 weeks with more updates. I'll show you some more things that I have. I do have an extra, you know what? I have an extra book of days, 2024 book of days. If anybody's interested in this, it's actually a calendar. This is what I use to keep my progress. When I start something new, I use it as a calendar. And this is not mine. This is the new one. And I put stickers. I do a bunch of fun stuff. I use ink pen, colored ink pens and stuff. But each day I put, what did I stitch on? What did I finish? What did I start? And I just keep a little journal for myself. And it's just fun and easy because it is all monthly. It's got some fun cross-stitch pictures, you know, cross-stitch related pictures. And it's just a calendar. I do have an extra. If anybody's interested in the book of days, 2024, just put that you're interested in the calendar. And again, you have to be 18 for me to ask your address. We tell this to you every video. I will not comment on your comment that you won. You have to watch the next video if you're interested in winning this. So let me know in comments below and tell me what city, or tell me what state, what country you live in. That's how I match up the winner. So just put you're interested in the calendar and tell me where you live. Don't give me your address. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's so fun to be back, and I will see you again in a couple weeks. Thanks, everybody.